to start off with you. Colts at Dolphins. Who's the better matchup of offense, defense, and coaching? And who's going to win the game and why?
So I think a lot is being made of Indy starting 0-3, but I don't know that it should really have been all that unexpected. Their last two games, they were in them into the end, just couldn't pull them out. I did see an Indy reporter point out that the Colts are the first team in NFL history that has opened a season with 5 straight games against teams that won at least 10 games the year before. So going into the season, everyone should have known that it could be a bit bumpy. But with all of that being said, I don't think it's an overstatement to say that the season is on the line in Miami for the Colts. At 0-3, I think they can rebound and still win 10, maybe 11 games, get into the playoffs. I don't know that they can rebound from 0-4 and get into the playoffs. I think they need to win their next 3 games. And I think they also have to keep the future in mind. If you lose to Miami, I think you have to put Wentz on IR, shut him down for 6 weeks, get him fully healthy, get him under the playing time requirement so you keep your first-round pick, and then see what you have in them the last 7 or 8 games. The Colts are, facing a Dolphins team that's being quarterbacked by a very familiar face in Jacoby Brissett. Matt Eberflus should be able to come up with a game plan against it. On paper, the Colts have the edge on offense. I say this knowing that while Wentz was a highlight for the team the first 2 games, he did look bad and limited on those sprained ankles last week. They say he looks better. He's healthier this week than he was last week. He was actually able to practice today with surprise coaches, so we'll see what that means. The offensive line still has to get it together so that the team can lean on Jonathan Taylor more. On paper, I'd say the Colts have the edge on defense too, although the defense has been playing pretty inconsistently so far this season. And I mean, if a quarterback like Brissett is able to move the ball with consistency against the defense, I think that should raise some serious questions about their defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, and his long-term tenure with the Colts. Coaching-wise, I give the edge to Frank Reich as well. So I think the Colts should win this game, but more importantly, I think they have to win this game. So I'm going to say the Colts 21-17.
It's crazy how our teams are on must-win. Some teams are in must-win territory already so early in the beginning. That's fair, Craig. The pointing. That's fair. I gotta take it. All right, so Colts offense. This is a very interesting question because both offenses haven't been where we expect them to be. This is a good one. The offense, I'm gonna go, because they both have been very inconsistent the first 3 weeks. Like, you got good running games. All right, but I'm gonna edge out. I'm gonna give it to Miami, man. Just because they scored all those points, but like these offense, like if I could not pick one, I wouldn't, because they're so inconsistent. They're both offensive. I don't want to say they suck, but
you can push.
Yeah, like they're a push. I definitely don't think this is going to be a high scoring game. I don't know what's going on down there, both coaching wise, especially our training camp. I thought both teams are going to be better than they are in the positions they're in right now. A lot better, I thought. But we'll see. The season's still young. Defense, man, this is another push, man. This game is going to be very interesting. Because the Colts, their defense is supposed to be lights out. And now Darius Leonard came out and was like, he doesn't like where they're at right now. And then you have the Dolphins, who had the highest turnover rate last year, but now all of a sudden their teams are putting points on them. So it's like, man, this is another push, which is, oh man, this is This is going to be a very interesting game. Coaching, I got to give the edge to Frank Wright, just because he's been to the playoffs multiple years, and I just think the Colts seemed a little bit more disciplined. This game, this is a must. This is a must win for both teams. This is a must win for both teams early in the season. So I would love to watch this because I think it's going to be. On paper, it doesn't look like it's going to be a good game, but I think it's going to be a great game just because of the desperation aspect. Right? It's like, well, we need to win in order to get in the playoffs. And it's like, no, we need to win in order. And like both teams are at a crossroads. Both offenses are inconsistent. Defenses are inconsistent. So this is going to be a great game, I think. And I'm going to go Colts 31, Dolphins 28. Colts edge out. I think it's gonna be a close game, man. I got this feeling about this one. It's gonna start off slow and then it's gonna pick up. All right, Mo. Colts at the Dolphins. Who is the better matchup with offense, defense, and coaching? Who's gonna win the game?
Offensively, I'm gonna go with offensively. If Tua was playing, I would go Miami. I'm gonna go with Colts on the strength of Pittman and the running game. You know, I'm gonna go offense with the Colts. Defensively, I'm gonna go with the Colts as well. Coaching, I'm gonna go with the Colts. I like what Brian Flores has done, but Frank Wright has taken that team to the playoffs. I like him as a coach. Like you said, both teams got to win this game. You got to look because the AFC is strong. If you're the coach, you can't go 0-4. You can't go to 0-4. You know what I'm saying? Especially that division right now, you don't want to lose it all the way. You know, with the Titans, you don't want to go to 0-4. So I think the Colts are going to come out and play hard. I think they're going to win. I think I can see something really like 20. I can see something like 20-10 or 2017. Like I just don't see Miami. If Colts defense comes to play, I can't see Miami with no disrespect to Tony Bissett, but I just can't see them moving the ball on them like that. I just can't see it.
I told you my take. I think it's going to be a crazy game, man.
I think if you're right, James, that there's some serious questions for Indianapolis then.
Yeah. All right, Craig. Colts at Dolphins. Who's the better matchup with offense, defense, and coaching? Who is going to win the game and why? This is
tough. This is just it's just like the last one, what the Washington football team and the Falcons to me. It's tough to pick. I think both teams on offense, like both teams are struggling on offense. They rank near the bottom in running and passing. I don't know why the Colts don't get Taylor more involved. Like he's just not involved pretty much at all. Like I've lost all hope for him, especially in fantasy. I thought he was going to have a great year. He's been struggling. They're not getting the ball. Obviously, there's no Ty. Hopefully he comes back. He comes back soon. Pittman is to me seems like the go-to wide receiver. Campbell's solid if they can get on the ball. Pascal he had 3 touchdowns in the first 2 games. He was kind of non-existent this last game. Obviously the Dolphins don't have Tua. I don't know if they're better off because Brissett had 32 completions last game for 215 yards, 4.4 yards of completion or whatever. Like that's terrible. Like that's not gonna. And they still put up 28 points, and they almost won the game. But they were playing the Raiders. I don't really, like we said earlier, the Raiders. But man, offensively, I'm kind of leaning towards the Colts just because I think they have more talent. Taylor to me is a better running back than Gaskin. Wentz is a better quarterback than Brissett. The wide receivers, I do like Waddle, I do like Parker, and I do like Fuller more than Pittman, Pascal, and Campbell. But the quarterback and the running back, especially the quarterback, kind of take it from me. So I'm leaning Colts more offensively. I think the Colts have better talent than me on defense. I think the Dolphins have really, really good talent as well. They're just not playing that well. And the Colts just unfortunately just had a tough first 5 games, or they have a tough first 5 games. That's just unfortunate that they had to start out with this. I think if they can get through, if they can win at least one of these next 2 games at 1-4, I think they can still make the playoffs, just because of after this game, or after next week's game, then they get Houston. And then it just becomes a little bit easier for them to manage, basically, going forward. It's just if they can get Carson Wentz going for the most part, and Taylor going. Like I said, Taylor just hasn't really played well. The defense, like I said, I'm going with the Colts. The head coach, I'm definitely going with Frank White. I think he's the better coach. Flores, kind of what he was doing last year, he can't really. I don't think he can get away with it this year, mixing and matching the quarterbacks. I just don't think they have a gunslinger down there like Fitzpatrick or Ryan Fitzpatrick like they had last year. Brissett is more of a game manager type, and Tua's still young, and he's still inexperienced, and he needs to get his feet underneath him. But I'm hoping Taylor goes off this week, but I'm gonna stick with 24-17 Colts. 24-17.
It's gonna be interesting. Both teams are playing out of desperation. Sometimes those are the best NFL games. But